the outset, actually all of you know a lot of calcium and vitamin D. So I don't know whether this talk is really useful. Secondly, most important, I have shown a few prescriptions, and all the labels on the medicines are for purely academic reasons. I do not really sponsor any brand. So I'll start with a real case scenario. Little twisted, but real case scenario. This was a middle-aged patient who had severe pain in the left hip, marked limb, Trendelenburg gait, known case of hypochlorhydria, and you can see she has a insufficiency fracture on the medial aspect of femur. Her serum calcium was 8, vitamin D3 was 17.05, and everything else was normal. So she goes to an orthopedic surgeon, and then he has all these choices. Which calcium should he use? Which vitamin D should he use? He started her on calcium citrate maleate with calcitriol. At 3 months, her levels were absolutely same. So she was very upset, and she came to me. What should I do now? She was very upset. Same levels, she was very upset. Should I change the brand of calcium? Should I change the brand of vitamin D? Should I do something? What should I do? Sunlight. So she was exposed. During these 3 months, she was exposed to sunlight. Should give injectable vitamin D. Anything else? So her vitamin D levels were very low. No, nothing else. All the other investigations were normal. No. See, alendronate fractures would be on the lateral side. So this was a medial fracture. So definitely osteomalacic fracture. What should I do? Sorry? Normal. Yes, please. Mic. Mic. Okay, just speak loudly then. Okay, so you mean to say that only calcitriol here is inadequate? Okay. Any other? 2000 vitamin D daily. Anything else? Yes, please. No, generally there is no problem. So most important, 2 things. One is with calcitriol, the levels will never go up. With calcitriol, the levels will never go up because it bypasses what level you check is 25 hydroxy. You never check 125 hydroxy. All the standard vitamin D levels that are measured are 25 hydroxy. So with calcitriol or 1 alpha, the levels don't go up. But still, the patient had improved very well. So she had come to me only because the levels were low. She was upset only because of that. Otherwise, she was absolutely comfortable. So there is no problem. Anything else? I specifically mentioned hypochlorhydria. So anything related to the calcium?
Calcium requires an acidic environment for absorption.
Right. Now, that is why this surgeon had given her calcium citrate maleate. And calcium citrate maleate has no effect it doesn't need acid. So other calciums need acid. So if patient has a hypochlorhydria, you need to give calcium, citrate. Carbonate needs acid. So in short, carbonate is probably the Best in the sense it has maximum calcium, 40%. However, it needs gastric acid. And gastrointestinal discomforts are common with carbonate. While citrate contains just half of calcium, but it is better absorbed, GI disturbances are less, and it does not need acid. So citrate and citrate maleate you can give if patient complains of lot of burning, diarrhea, gastric discomfort with carbonate, then you can switch over to citrate. Now the other calcium preparations like gluconate or lactate generally have much less calcium, but they are given only when these first two cannot be given for whatever reason or they are not tolerated well. So this is where she improved very well, the fracture united. So I said, okay, अच्छा है, first class fracture is united, there is no problem. And so I said, continue till vitamin D levels normalize, and they will never normalize, obviously. So at 6 months, she met an endocrinologist, and she said, "Arey, kya baat karta hai? You cannot continue vitamin D like this. Why?" She was so comfortable. Why should she not continue with calcitriol? Sorry? Renal toxicity with it disturbs the feedback mechanism. So in turn it will cause osteoporosis. So therefore calcitriol cannot be continued endlessly. Now another patient, pain all over the body, X-rays reported normal, calcium 10.1, vitamin D 54, phosphorus 3.5. And I said, all your investigations are absolutely normal, thoda idhar upar gadbad hai. So again she met the same endocrinologist, said, kya baat karte hai? Agashe doesn't know things. Why? So here you need to check the units of vitamin D. There are two commonly used units. One is nanograms per ml and second is this, n mole per liter. And n mole, there are two labs, major labs in Mumbai who will give reports like this. So this is actually very low. 54 n mole is 18 nanogram per liter. So that's very, very low vitamin D. So you always check the units. And we know that 125 is the most active one, which is produced by kidney, which is a hormone, which is not it is manufactured by kidney in response to calcium and PTH level, and therefore it is not generally checked. What we check is 25 hydroxy, which is the real true body store. We want to develop body store, and PTH secretion depends on these body stores. 25 hydroxy is 1000 times 125 hydroxy, and therefore for all these reasons we check only 25 hydroxy. So these 1 minute, okay. So calcium homeostasis we all know. That is why we should not give active vitamin D supplements all through our life unless patient has kidney problem or liver problem. But otherwise normal individuals, we should give active supplements only for a month or two till their symptoms settle, and then switch over to regular cholecalciferol, Sasta or Masta. Some tips: carbonate best taken with food, citrate can be taken with or without food. Divided doses if you need to give more than 1000 milligrams. Avoid with oxalate, phytates, high fiber foods, then generally to be taken before bed. antibiotics like tetracycline and fluoroquinolones don't get absorbed properly with calcium. Cardiovascular diseases, more and more evidence that incidence of cardiovascular disease is more if you give calcium supplement for a long time. There are many wage calcium supplements available. Additional masala is useful in elderly patients with osteoporosis because increased homocysteine levels and B12 and low B12 and folate levels are associated with osteoporosis. So it's best to supplement. Vitamin K2, deficiency is more common in Japanese and Koreans, but now in the recent studies, even Indians do have low K2, and which leads to osteoporosis, and therefore people say that K2 supplements are useful. I think I'll just skip this. So cornerstone of vitamin D is cholecalciferol, 60,000 units. Once a week for 12 weeks increases level by about 20 to 30 nanograms. It is absorbed in fat and stored in liver as a depot, and therefore it lasts for about 4 to 6 months. But symptomatic relief takes time, and therefore active vitamin D, giving active vitamin D for first month or so is useful. But half-life is only 24 hours, and there is a risk of hypercalcemia if you give calcitriol for a longer time, and it disturbs the normal feedback mechanism. Thank you, friends.